You've probably been told that the lighter 20 gauge is the perfect low recoil option for home defense. But here's the truth. Sacrificing stopping power for comfort could be a fatal mistake. And a massive 12 gauge is still the undisputed king for protecting your home. Today I'm going to show you why the 12 gauge is still the ultimate lifesaver to protect your family. The 20 gauge is starting to become popular. They're a good home defense type shotgun. The 12 gauge, it was always accessible. It's just a good all-around gun. So now I'm going to be shooting a 12 gauge 1-ounce slug through my homemade wall. So this is our 12 gauge. That's the actual hull. That's the wad. That's a 1-ounce lead slug. Obviously it goes right through the drywall. Let's see what it did to the backside. So this is 7/16 plywood. It went clean through it like it was nothing really. It looks like my point of impact. We'll have to check out my target back here because it did penetrate into him as well. So obviously that bullet went through the drywall, through the plywood, and kept moving. I think maybe we probably got maybe an inch of drop. Obviously kept going into the backstop. The slug is gonna go through multiple walls. So it's something to consider in home defense. So the 12 gauge has got some kick to it. An automatic shotgun, it always has a little bit more recoil than the other rounds before it. Just like with a pump shotgun, they have some recoil to them. The nice thing about an automatic in most cases, except for on the last round, they normally don't recoil as bad. Something to think about, but the 12 gauge is just hard to beat. I'm gonna be using the Federal Power-Shok Buckshot 3-buck. We're gonna see how it does for home defense. All right, so this is the 20 gauge. This is their 3-buck. There's 20 of them. I like that pattern. I like how wide it is. That big hole right there, that's the wad. For home defense, I kind of like this. I can't wait to see the backside and see what it looks like. This is our 20 gauge. It went through the drywall. This is 7/16 plywood. This is just like what an average house is built, 2x4 framing. That's a nice spread there. They penetrated though. This is our victim on the backside of that wall. I saw dust kick up on the backside. It has velocity. I like the spread on that round. It did penetrate through multiple surfaces and then into my little paper guy back here and then continue to go. But for a 20 gauge, of course, I'm using about a 12-inch barrel. It's going to spread a little bit faster than say a 16-inch barrel, but not by much. So now I'm going to be using the Winchester Defender. It's 3 double-aught buck with a 1-ounce slug. So what we've got is we've got our 3 double-aught bucks right here, and then that one right there is our 1-ounce slug. They must have separated and had 2 separate wads. Wad for the double-aught buck and a wad for the slug. There's our slug. Nice entry hole. I'm impressed. So backside's even more impressive. So here's our exit wounds on the back of our wall. So that's our 1-ounce slug, and then our 3 little double-aught buck. Pretty symmetrical, really. And I don't see that we had any bullet drop through once it hit the drywall and coming through this wall. It continued on pretty well. So obviously it went through the drywall, through the plywood, continued on, hit my little paper targets here. It must have went in between these guys, but I believe this is one of our BBs and maybe right there. And then I think this is another one. Our slug must have went in between them. The 3 double-aught buck and the 1-ounce slug definitely went through those multiple layers in our paper target behind the wall. And I'm impressed. That's a neat round. I think you guys should really consider for home defense Winchester Defender. So I'm going to be shooting a 20 gauge shotgun. I'm going to be using the Federal Game Load Heavy Field 1-ounce 6-shot Birdshot. So this is 20 gauge 6-shot. I'm pretty impressed. That pattern, of course, we're using just a 12-inch barrel, no choke, nothing like that on it. It's a number 6 for 20 gauge. That's a hell of a wound cavity there. I'm impressed. Very neat round. Very fun round too. It didn't have a lot of recoil, even for that little pistol grip that I had. So this is our little paper guy there. It's behind our wall, 5-6 feet away from it. There's a couple little BBs stuck in the paper. I think it might be worthy of home defense ammunition there for the 20 gauge. That was called the Federal Game Load Heavy Field 1-ounce 6-shots. Never really think much of a Birdshot being a good home defense. I think the penetration was great. I think the wound cavity would be significant. It has really good velocity behind it. I'm gonna do some more research on this and I really wanna continue to mess around with this Birdshot. All right, so now what we're gonna be shooting is the Hornady Critical Defense double-aught buck. It's a tight group. Let's check out the backside. So it went through the drywall, Went through the 7/16 plywood, which is what most houses are built out of. So you still got to remember it's going to penetrate through multiple walls. So that was the Critical Defense double-aught buckshot in 12 gauge. I like the spread. I like that pattern. I like the little bit bigger pattern, especially on the entrance side of things. So you guys have seen we did the 20 gauge, we did the 12 gauge. I'm pretty impressed with 20 gauge Birdshot. The spread was nice. The 12 gauge shotgun has just been always my go-to. I've kind of built a lot of my home defense around that 12 gauge. Guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And if you like this video, share it with somebody. Remember this: God, family, country.